Well, hello everyone, and I'm back. I have had a week of a head cold, and you can probably hear it. You can see my little, blown my nose off all week. I'm feeling a little bit better today. I will tell you this: I've been very grateful that my freezer has had lots of good stuff in it, so I haven't had to cook because I haven't felt like doing anything. So today I'm doing Instapot ribs, and if you haven't worked with your Instapot, I can promise you, if you just give it a chance, don't be afraid of it. It is a great appliance, and it's specifically good when you're trying to make a big, thick cut of meat or things like ribs, like my ribs here, tender, and you don't have all day to do it. You know, you get home from work at 5:30 or 6 o'clock. You don't have 2 hours and, plus to make a cut of meat tender. So this you can do in the Instapot. This is actually not going to be the Instapot video. This is really just kind of wanted to show you cleaning the ribs. I've said to you before that all my life I didn't take the silver skin off the back of the ribs. And, within the last 5 years, everybody says take the silver skin off. Well, it is true, especially, maybe not so much when you have baby backs because they're kind of more tender than these, which are back ribs. But when you have back ribs, that is a very thick and sinewy piece that just simply doesn't cook, 4 hours and it's not going to cook. So the easiest way to get it off, back you up here a little bit, is to take a spoon and get a spoon up underneath here. And actually, if you have to rub on the bone piece of it, just kind of rub on the bone to start it, and then get your spoon handle under the edge of the skin, getting further away, and then just pull. And it really will come right up, and it is worth it. I will say that it is worth it. And when you get down here to the end of it, you'll see, and just take your knife and cut this off. And what that does is it will let your seasoning get down in there, and it's just a much better way to go. So for these particular ribs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to season them. Let me quick wipe my hands off just a second, and let them sit until I'm ready to put them in the Instapot. And that will be a different video, because I'm going to show you how to make some potato pancakes from leftover potatoes, mashed potatoes. So this is my rub, and I'm going to attach, this is the rub that I use on my pork butt. I use this on chicken, and it's just a combination of dry spices. It's awesome. And I will actually put this, there is another video for pork butt that this rub mixture is in, but I'll take it and cut it and paste it and put it in this one so you can see just on how to prepare these ribs. So once you get the silver skin off, make sure you take a paper towel, and if you can, you want them dry. Now these have been sitting out, and I'm going to get some. Actually, that's a little excess fat too that I'm going to take off of there. I don't usually like to take all the fat off of meat because that really does help give it flavor, and it also really helps make it tender. But in this particular case, it's a little too much. So just use your judgment. So dry it all off best you can. Let me flip it. That one I had already taken the silver skin off. But like I said, it really, especially, maybe baby backs is not as important, but when you're doing any kind of a back rib or a beef rib, it's definitely important. So I'm going to start with putting my spice mixture on this side, because I'm going to flip them and I want the bulk of my spice to be on the top part of the rib. So and because the only reason I'm going to reach in here and get this, well, I don't have to, but I'm going to end up using all of this anyway. But if I didn't, I would end up contaminating it with my pork fingers. So I'm just putting, just coating it, but generously coating it. I hope you can see that. I'm trying to get a different angle of this kitchen so you don't look at the same thing all the time in my little corner over there with the mixer. So just rub it in. And when you flip it, of course, this, part of it's going to fall off, and that's okay. I'm going to let it fall off, and then I'm going to sit this back down on top of it so I can pick it up with the top part of my rib. See that? There we go. So I don't waste any of it. And then I'm going to generously do this side. Now when we put these in the Instapot, and I'm doing this, it is, what time is it? It's about 3 o'clock. I'm not going to cook them until probably about 5. They will take, because they're back ribs in the Instapot, they'll take about 35 minutes on high. And then they will do a self-release for 15 minutes. And then I will take them out, put them back on a cookie sheet, flatten them out, because I'm going to put them in there in a coil in the basket. And I will flatten them out again. And that's when I will put them on a cookie sheet, flatten them out, and put them in the oven on broil for about 5 minutes. And that's when I'll put my mama's barbecue sauce on them. And that will give them that caramelized, right off the grill flavor. I'm telling you, if you've never done these in the Instapot, or if you've never done a roast in the Instapot, any big piece of meat, pork butt, corned beef, you can do any big piece of meat that's traditionally a slow roasting piece of meat in the Instapot with fabulous results. Okay, so these, since I've put my finger in here, I got to use it all, so why not? I'll get it good and coated. And these I'm going to put some foil on. And while I do not want them to be ice cold when I put them in the freezer, in the Instapot. I've been sick, sorry. I do, they are pork, and I want to put them in the fridge. I'll probably put them in just until about 4 o'clock, and then I'll take them back out and let them kind of come to room temp. Any meat does better when you let it come to room temp because it takes that toughness out. So that's just kind of a little tip. So anyway, so that's where we are for right now. So take the silver skin off, put some seasoning on it. Again, I'll give you this recipe, which is just what I love it. It's what I use. So, and it's my recipe. It's my made up mixture. So it's very good. It's sweet and it's hot and it's good. So I'm going to put a little foil on this, throw it in the fridge, and I will see you back here putting these in the Instapot a little bit later.